The players are bubbling in camp, and the spirit seems to be very, very high as the Super Eagles of Nigeria prepare to take on Benin Republic on Saturday in Uyo, and that's talking about the Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. Now, after playing Benin Republic, the Nigerian delegation will depart for Kigali for Tuesday's match day 2 clash with the Amavubi, the Bees of Rwanda at the Amahoro Stadium. And these games are key for the Super Eagles because 2024 has been a topsy-turvy year for the boys. Now, joining us to talk more about the updates in camp is the media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Promise Efoghe. And of course, the boys are promising us victory against Benin Republic. Thanks for joining us today, Promise.
Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Thank you very much. Would love to get a quick update in camp because lots of football fans are yearning to hear that the star boy himself, the masquerade, talking about Victor Osimhen, we're waiting to know if he's in camp yet.
Well, there's a local adage that you don't see masquerades in the day. Anyways, Victor Osimhen is yet to hit camp, but we expect him to join the rest of the team. Perhaps before they depart the camp for training this evening. Of course, we all know the young man has been through a lot in recent times in the aftermath of all his transfer saga. He's really been through a lot, really, mentally, psychologically, physically, traversing cities in Europe, trying to ensure that he gets a home for the new season. Finally, he's been able to do that. He's now a Galatasaray player. We're happy for him. He's settled now. He was given that lead, to get a few things sorted out as far as his club career is concerned before he gets to join the national team. Someone asked me yesterday, Victor hasn't kicked a ball this season. Will he be fit? Will he be in form? And I answered, I said, hey, how long has the season been for? How many games have been played in the season? Victor has not been going to pepper soup joint and drinking beer that will make him overweight or make him, he's not been indulging in things that will keep him out of form. The only snag had been that he hasn't gotten the place to play. He's been training even while he was in Naples, but he wasn't a part of the first team. And so if he wasn't in form, I'm not sure Galatasaray would have invested so much to bring him to Turkey. So Victor is ready to go. He will join the team today, and he will be a part of the team's training later this evening.
All right, we look forward to that arrival. I'm sure it'll be a huge arrival for Victor Osimhen, and I'm sure that question is also right because we talk about mentality of players when we know that they've been through a whole lot. But I'm sure Victor Osimhen is not just a superstar. He's also he has the mental balance up there to know that he's a professional when he needs to be, and this is a core duty for Victor Osimhen to lead his nation to victory against Benin and of course Rwanda. But let's talk about the general mentality of the boys in camp. What is it like? What is the spirit like in camp?
Well, the spirit is very high. I don't like using the word spirit, but then you put that out. The spirit is very high. I would rather say the boys are very, very optimistic. They are very positive. They know what is at stake. It's an AFCON qualifier. The last time out, less than a year ago, they were within a touching distance to winning the AFCON title. They really wanted to do it again, but unfortunately, football said otherwise. They got to the finals and they could not go beyond that. However, they want to get back to the Nations Cup and really prove to Africa that what we saw at the last AFCON was no fluke, So I spoke with a few of the players, and they said in the aftermath of the June window, where the results were not very good, the boys had a meeting. The coaches were actually oblivious of this meeting. They had a meeting and spoke to themselves. They told themselves the truth. And they told themselves that this is about their career. It's about their international career. The AFCON is important to them. The World Cup is important to them. And one of them told me and said, if they get to miss the next World Cup, for instance, 2030 is a long time to come. I mean, the Super Eagles texture, the Super Eagles nomenclature may have changed by that time, and many of them, may not be playing football at that time in 2030, especially the senior members of the team. So they think qualifying for the World Cup is very, very crucial to their careers, especially knowing fully well that they missed the last World Cup in Qatar 2022. And so with that mindset, these players are bringing that mindset to camp in September. They want to go for the kill. They want to give Benin Republic a taste of their own peel when they clash on Saturday. They want to start the AFCON qualifiers on a very good note. They do not want Nigerians to bring out calculators as far as the AFCON qualifiers is concerned. For the World Cup qualifiers, calculators have been out. But then these boys are positive that even for the World Cup qualifiers, they can turn the table around because they've got 6 more games as far as that is concerned. But the focus right now is on the AFCON. Benin Republic is the first hurdle. They will cross it. They have told all lookers to listen. We had a press party yesterday. They spoke to journalists who came from everywhere in Nigeria to speak to them. And they said Benin Republic will be made to suffer for what they did in Abidjan in June. So it's about revenge. Beyond revenge, it's about getting the 3 points. And it's important for them to start the AFCON qualifiers on a very good note. And these boys recognize this fact.
Definitely, we have some new players joining the team. We have new assistants also joining Augustin Eguavon to take charge, and of course, a new media officer. So let's say this is a new look Super Eagles of Nigeria, and for the fans, we are hoping for new moments, new results, good results, great news from the Super Eagles camp. And I'm sure in Uyo, the fans are also buzzing because I've been there once, and I know how the fans reacted when they defeated their opponents, right there talking about Sao Tome, and are looking forward to more interesting games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And is there any injury updates to get from camp?
No injury worries. 2 nights ago, Ademola Lookman had a slight injury on his shoulder, but that's nothing to worry about. He was in training last night and showed no signs of any worry as far as his physical condition is concerned. The season has just started, and so everyone is as fit as fiddle. The coaches have been very careful with the training regime and routine to ensure that every player is available for selection. I think the only problem here will be the selection headache for Coach Austin Eguavon and his assistants, because in every position there is competition for a place in the first 11. And so that's the only worry at the moment. Going into the game, no injury concerns. We expect Victor Osimhen to come in. 2 strikers are already available in Victor Boniface and Taiwo Awoniyi. We know how prolific these guys can be. Victor comes in to add more competition in that department. In every position, there are 2-3 players that are equally good. And I think that's the only worry for us here and for the coaching crew. Going into the game, no injuries, and the players are set.
All right, and as I let you go, between you and I, was there a bit of celebration because Ademola Lookman made it to the Ballon d'Or shortlist? Was there a bit of celebration? Jollof fries, anything?
Well, the boys celebrated their colleague. Ademola Lookman won an award in Ghana a few months ago, shortly after the last international window. His exploit last season for Atalanta is accountable for these recognitions. We knew he scored a hat-trick in the Europa Cup final, and his overall performance for Atalanta Bergamo really shot him to limelight. Really, it's really giving him this sort of recognition, and he was well celebrated in camp last night. Whether or not he gets to win the Ballon d'Or, the recognition alone is something to cheer, and everyone here is celebrating Ademola Lookman.
Thank you very much, Promise Efoghe, right there for joining us all the way from Uyo, from the Super Eagles camp, and I'm wishing the Super Eagles nothing but the best in their game against Benin Republic. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.